I am new to Memoir 44, and I've given myself 5 minutes to learn how to play well. It's going to be a challenge, but I think I'm up to it. This is Legendary Tactics. So I've read through some strategy articles, and I've put the links in the description below if you want to see where I found my information. It's going to be a bit of a challenge. This is my first time through Pegasus Bridge and one of the first times through Memoir 44. We'll see how things go. So just taking a quick look at the map, I've got a lot of forces in the center and obviously on the left as well. And looking at my cards, I got a pretty balanced mix. I can't really complain. I can basically take advantage of moving the either group, and if I do get over onto the right, I can give those guys orders. I've got the one armored card, which isn't doing much, but basically this is my battle plan, is to basically divide the forces, take one side to go to the Ardennes Bridge and the other groups that are just going to focus on just basically meeting force for force, and trying to essentially overwhelm them. This behind enemy lines card looks kind of interesting as well. So but I think basically I'm just thinking, let's move as many of the forces in the center as possible, and luckily this card allows me to do everything. So I was reading in the strategy guide in the 5 minutes that I had that card moving all in a particular order, all units in a particular region, is actually a very strong card. So I'm going to make sure to move some guys up into position, and my hope is that if I give the Germans kind of too many targets, they're going to be overwhelmed. They're not going to be able to effectively do damage to everyone, and I'll just retreat units that are on the front line that do get whittled down before I give up a medal, and hopefully get them out of the range of fire. Just figuring that'll be the best strategy. Is certainly an advantage of numbers. Some of the German units are going to take a little while to get there. He's going to do a pincer move to move guys closer to the bridge on the right and further down the river. Now that river on the left, that is an incredible advantage for the Americans. There's certainly the ability to retreat into the center, and that can, I think, be a great advantage, because they can get the heck out of Dodge if they need to, and the Germans just are not going to be able to break through to finish off the unit and get the medal. So I think I'm in pretty good shape. Still got pretty balanced cards, which is great. But I'm going to just focus on the left at the moment. The right at this point is going to be pretty static, I think. So we'll get as many units as we can moving. Shooting across the river is not going to be great, and I'm not sure if I can get through the wire in time to make it to Pegasus Bridge, but I'm going to give it a try anyway. This game is pretty new to me, so I'm still going to be figuring out the nuances throughout this. And I'm just trying to figure out as well how to coordinate the movement of the units so that nobody gets jammed up there. So we'll get again, just hoping to flood the zone with as many guys as possible. See if I can get lucky here. Looks like I miss, and I'll take a shot with that guy across the river, and got a hit. That's great. I'll take it. No problems with that. So again, I've got, there's now 11 units of Germans versus a heck of a lot more. Was it 18 Americans? So, and he got really lucky on that roll. Took me off the wire, so I guess I won't be able to figure out right away how to get through the wire, if that's even possible in this scenario. And he took me out a bit on that side. So nothing too concerning yet, but I've got to strike back. And I just am going for a fully balanced approach. Pick 2 units on each front, and it's time to hit them with some fire on every side. and we'll see how well we can, how effective our fire can be. You know, like any game like this, you do require some luck with your rolling. If you roll particularly poorly, it's going to be tough to do anything about it. So I'm just hoping to get some maneuvering done, gets into better terrain, lock things down a little bit. And again, just give the Germans too many targets. They're probably going to concentrate on the weak unit, with their fire. But if I can get some hits, wow, those sandbags really minimize the damage. That's a great position. But I can't. They're really the only guys in range, so I just have to hammer them with what I got. And I'm getting lucky. I'm whittling them down, so that is really good. And I'll shoot these guys across the river and miss on that. So that's okay. Just keep, hitting them with whatever I got. Lucky roll again. Managed to take out one. And if I can just reach these guys on the bridge and I get another one, I cannot complain about the rolling. I'm doing pretty well on that front. And just whittling them down, because the way I see it, I mean, it's kind of a war of attrition in this game. But obviously the Americans have a huge advantage, and the Germans can only retreat so far. They have to hold their bridges. So he pushes me back on the right and advances. I don't know if that was a good idea, because he's moving right into close combat range. Oh, and he gets a good roll there to knock me down just to one. So I'm going to see if I can get that guy out of there. You know what? I don't have the cards to do it. There's a command control issue. So that last unit might have to be sacrificed. So I'm a bit at risk here, because that guy's probably going to, buy the farm. And then on the right, I've got a really weak unit there as well. So I'm going to see what I can do to, again, just strong defensive fire as much as possible. And just, hammer back. I need to get some damage here. Otherwise, I could be down 3-0 if I'm not careful. So we'll hope the good luck holds rolling wise, and we're going to pursue the attack on kind of both sides. Take advantage of the close combat here, and totally miss. Well, I'm still got a chance there. Hey, there we go. Managed to get that unit out. Sometimes the rolls have to balance out, right? So I'm going to hold my ground here, though. You know what? No, maybe I'll advance. And we'll see what that wire does. Maybe I can start clipping that wire so I can maybe advance on the bridge. And yeah, I'm intrigued by that behind enemy lines card as well. See if we can take advantage of that at some point. So yes, so there goes the next unit. I'm down 2-1, and I'm having to retreat off that wire again. That's fine though. Now, do I stay close to the enemy, or do I take a bit of a break? Well, with 4 soldiers, I don't know. It's maybe I'll just step away until I know what the next situation will be like, because I have got my balanced cards back, which is great, but I've also got to try and do a lot, with the center. Again, like this game's kind of interesting because, you can spread your guys out, but the problem is then you got to have the cards to move them again or attack with them. If you cluster everyone into one sector, it's great if you have the cards to order them and you get a lot done. However, you lose that flexibility. If you crowd everyone in the center, then obviously you don't have any cards that move or attack, or where you can send any orders to the center, then you're going to be in trouble. All right, well, I get a hit, but he's also forced to retreat here, and that kind of puts him a little bit too far out of range. I'm very reluctant to leave those woods, and that's the safety of those woods. So now the good news is there's a lot of progress on the right flank. Unfortunately, that unit has to die because he's hemmed in. That's one of those things that in this game I need to make sure I've got a route for units to retreat, because otherwise I'm going to take unnecessary casualties. So I'm down 3-1 here, but the units that I've left are pretty robust, and he's got at least 2 weak units. So I think if I can just get at those 2 weak units and take Omaha Bridge, that'll be the game there. And I think he's going to have a tough time. He's going to have to get some lucky rolls to eliminate me and take me out of this game, because I've got some pretty robust forces, and he's got some that are teetering on the edge. So I figure, well, let's do what we can with this one unit and see if we can deal some damage on that weak unit there. And otherwise, game had to think for a second, and we got one of them and forced a retreat, which is fine by me. That puts him in an even more precarious position. Now I guess I get to choose between the assault and the recon, and really, because of my position, I'm very focused in the center right now. I think it doesn't really matter, honestly, which one I take. So I think at first glance, I think this scenario is really won or lost in the center, because the units on the my left, the German right, are really trapped behind that river because they have to get across the bridge. Oh, I'm going to take some air attack damage perhaps here. He's going to be dealing a bit of damage, and luckily his rolls are not that good. So that's it. I get to retreat. I had to lose a unit in the front because I wasn't able to retreat again. I really have to watch that, make sure that I'm not cramming my guys in quite the same way going forward. So this behind enemy lines card, I'm thinking might be an opportunity to sneak up to the bridge, do some damage on that unit, and then maybe kind of escape. So that's what I'm kind of thinking about. Because otherwise, it's unfortunate that unit in the north part of the map had to retreat, because it just makes the roll that much more difficult. I suppose I could move that unit up and get right close to him, but the problem is that he can do close combat if I try and hide in those woods. So I'm going to try this behind enemy lines card, see what I can get done with it. And take the bridge. There's the second medal, and I'm gonna do an attack, and with the extra die, hopefully do some damage. Oh, well, one hit, and force him to retreat a ways, which he does. And I don't think I'll take the ground in this case, because it doesn't really help me to move off the bridge in that way. Now I'm thinking I should get close to that small unit there as best I can. So I think that would be my best option, and get rid of that guy. He's not really got anywhere to run, so he's going to use the direct from HQ card, make some moves, and he's going to attack me and force me to retreat. So I'm going to do that, and I'll just retreat to the bridge. That's fine by me. So we're back up to 2 medals, and this is his power play. This is where he's hoping to, if he can roll, actually if he can get lucky with some rolls here on that left flank. If he gets 3 hits here magically, then, and he got 2, so I'm down to that 1 unit. So he was really just 1 hit away from winning the game right there. So that was a bit of a risk. So I'm going to just do a general, like a recon and force, general advance, so to speak. I'm going to get that guy out of dodge, get him away from danger, and I'm just going to have to go for broke here. It's getting too risky. I'm just 1 casualty, 1 bad roll away from losing this game. So this is, even though the Germans are outclassed, it's still, I think there's still some balance there. And managed to get that guy, so that's a 3rd medal. And here we go. This is for all the marbles. Got a pretty, well, it's 1 die, but if I get this hit, This will be the win for me. I'll get my 4th medal, and pulled it out. Nice. So that is the game. And hey, I came within 1 die roll of losing that one, so it was definitely close. I think with a bit of practice in the scenario, I'll keep my units a little more spaced apart and make sure they've got a route to retreat, and make sure I've got the ability to move units away from the action if they are, you know, if they're hurt. And that's where I was charging forward when I should have been retreating those guys and not being so greedy, perhaps. So anyway, I hope this playthrough was helpful to you, maybe gave you some ideas. Again, I'm pretty new at this, but maybe you could see where I was making some mistakes. If you see some mistakes, please comment below. This is NATO with Legendary Tactics. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe.